Yeah, we got lots to say. Now here's Bobby and Matt.
Hey, welcome. You know, sometimes you just go too hard, and our guy here just went too hard.
I think Vegas caught up to me from last week.
Vegas always catches up with everybody.
It does.
And it's a mix because you get out there in that heat and those sand allergies, what I call them.
So dry.
It just kills you.
And my lips were so chapped, and it's almost embarrassing because you guys sit down and talk to people, and you're going like this. You're like, don't lick your lips again. Don't lick.
And it also feels weird to put on chapstick. Like, I don't claim to be the most masculine guy ever. I am not. However, putting on chapstick feels like I'm putting on lipstick.
It does.
And if I do it, I try to do it when no one's looking at me. And so, yeah, well.
You know what?
You look good.
Yeah, I feel fine. No, I don't. I feel awful.
No, I heard you. No, yeah.
I feel awful. I've been up coughing all night, trying to get the demons out, as I like to say. Yeah. But at the same time, you know what's better than chapstick? And I tried this just because it was the only thing that I found in my wife's thing. Lip balm. They've got like that glossy lip balm.
You're going to say tampons.
Well, never tried one of those. But that would have been interesting.
I've had a clog.
Bloody nose?
Yes, many times.
Yeah.
And the kind that works because you have to like break the stick.
Yes.
You got to get the foam out.
Yeah, right.
Get the foam up there.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
Okay, look, we're here.
We sure are.
Not only that, you came back from Vegas, went right to training camp.
Yep.
So we were outside sweating our face off there.
Man, it was hot out there, wasn't it?
It was brutal. And so we're going to actually go back and play some of the cool stuff we did at training camp. First, we'll do us sitting with Ian Rapoport of the Rap Sheet of NFL Network, really one of my favorite insiders. And so let's start with us, I would say backstage, but I guess it's not really a stage.
That was not a stage. That was a mini, janitor's closet.
Yeah, we're like underneath the stadium because it was so loud in the stadium. This is us with Ian Rapoport.
I feel like if I were to watch Picasso paint, that'd be pretty cool. I'm watching Ian Rapoport tweet right now.
I know. It is a moment for me, too.
Yes, finish your tweet because, we see it from the other side.
We see it from the other side, and we're always riveted.
I'm not tweeting yet. I'm just getting ready.
Preparing to tweet.
Because you get the go sign, and you got to be ready to hit the send. So I'm getting ready. So you guys can talk, and I'll keep typing.
You're seeing a professor at work.
We are at Titans camp today, so if you're watching this, we're in the bowels of the stadium. We thought we'd be on the football field, but they wouldn't turn the music off, which I guess a little much for us to ask to turn the music down.
Yeah, and it also was family day, so everybody's out there. You got kids running around. It's a little bit chaotic, so yeah, we're back here.
I would like for you to tell the story because we were out, and I'd asked you if you'd ever held before, meaning on field goal team.
On special team.
Yeah, and you have a history of holding. Did you ever do it in high school, though?
No, I actually kicked PATs in high school.
No way.
And I punted, believe it or not.
And you played quarterback.
And safety.
Did you ever play DF? You did.
I was versatile.
Never came off the field.
Versatile.
In college, did you ever hold?
College, I was always the backup holder. I didn't have to, but I actually didn't have to hold because I actually was on a special teams unit. I played on kickoff and kickoff return my junior year. So myself and Leinart battled it out. Long story short, midway through that season, Leinart's doing pretty well, heading up the Heisman Trophy race and all that stuff. And so we had some injuries. They switched me to tight end. Well, when you switch to tight end, you don't just play tight end. You are on all the special teams units. So I'm on special teams kickoff. I'm in the wedge on the return team and just getting slaughtered.
Listeners are like, what's the wedge?
The wedge is like when you're the last line of defense before you actually get to the returner. So that means everybody that from that kickoff line coming at you gets the full head of steam because nobody touches them by the time they reach you, and you just get blown up. You're a sacrificial
The wedge
lamb.
buster is
you're
your
a
enemy.
sacrificial lamb.
Yep.
Yeah, it was brutal. But in terms of holding, it was my second year in New England. Josh Miller goes down. He's our punter, who's also our primary holder. He gets his shoulder hurt. I'm thrown into holding. Well, this is during now our playoff run. Our first game right before playoffs was in Jacksonville. It's downpour. I just put the ball down, laces toward the kicker, Steven Gostkowski. He kicks it in.
Oh, you went laces in?
No, laces out, right? Oh, no, laces in. Laces in. So,
amateur hour.
It was 100. Yeah, and I've worked it. But look, when it's storming, you just got to do what you got to do. Well, I ended up holding throughout the playoffs, go all the way through the AFC Championship against the Colts. And that year was a year that Romo messed and fubbed up that won in
Lost the
Seattle.
playoff game.
Yeah,
I remember
they
it.
lost the playoff game. So that's in the back of my mind the entire time during playoffs. Just more stressful than even playing quarterback.
Well, here's what's interesting to me. So, like, holder is a great job because you really don't have to do anything. Like, you do it enough, it's probably pretty easy. You get to have, like, the celebratory handshake or headbutt with the kicker.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they jump into your arms. Like, there's some great moments. But on the off chance you Romo it, like, that's bad. So, like, I feel like risk reward, that's worth it to do it, but not a slam dunk.
It is. Luckily, it was the opener, and they started the year off the next year with me as the holder. First one, exactly what you're saying, came in hot. Lonnie Paxton threw a heavy ball, and I fumbled it. I yell, so you yell fire, right? It was a release, so I'm trying to run outside the pocket. I get absolutely lambasted. They're like, coach is like, what happened? I was like, I think it was a little low. They watched the film. It's like hitting me right there. He's like, you're out. I was like, yes.
I have a buddy who was a deep snapper, and 2 years ago, the Cowboys picked him up last minute, and so he goes in, 3 days notice. And so we're excited because he's the guy, and first snap, right over the head of the holder. First snap. The risk was much heavier than the reward on that.
Terrible.
No, he stayed and actually had a good season.
Oh, good for him.
They had to have a deep snapper.
Right.
So I guess, you kind of don't go to 3 or 4 after that.
I mean,
but
that is a tough position, man, because you only get notices if you mess up. If you just do your job the normal way, nobody's ever going to say anything to you. You're not going to get any of the limelight unless you kick the game-winning field goal. But the long snapper's not for the sequencing before that, right? It's just the kicker that's going to get the glory.
Ian, thanks for coming by. How many of these do you do?
Great seeing you guys. Sorry, I thought you were
you-
saying goodbye.
You know what, Ian? It's been fun. Thank you for the time. How many of these camps do you do?
I think it'll be like 16.
And do you stay on the road?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like an artist. You're like a rock artist, not even like a country artist.
Yeah.
Or if I'm touring, if I'm doing stand up, I come home during the week and I do Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
No, it's I got my suitcase over there. I got like 6 changes of clothes. I got some washer sheets if you got to wash something in the sink. But you try to find like a wash and fold where you can go like stop by before practice, wash all your stuff, pick them up after practice, go right. I go from here. I'm going right to the airport. Like that's what it's like.
You're like Green Day in '95 touring. Just
Yeah,
gritty.
without the talent.
Just
without
gritty.
the talent.
Well, let's talk about a couple things here. Cam Ward. I had mentioned earlier the expectation the last couple of years has changed with rookie quarterbacks because we saw C.J. Stroud do it. We saw Jaden Daniels do it. But again, they had pretty good supporting casts. What is the ceiling for Cam Ward this year?
I look at this place and I look at the Commanders last year, and I think the Commanders probably were a little more stable and had a little more talent than this team, but like not significant, like in the ballpark. And maybe you have some players who play a little better than are being expected, so maybe the talent is somewhat similar. Like if Jaden Daniels can come in and lead that team to the playoffs, then considering the expectations of Cam Ward, considering what I've heard today, talking to coaches, players, people who are around him all the time, executives, the expectations are really high, and they have been more than pleased with what they've seen. This team will have a chance to win some games. Will it? I don't know. Commanders needed a bunch of help too, needed a Hail Mary and a lot of stuff, but I'd be surprised if this team is at least not a lot better than last year.
As the number 1 pick in the draft, when you think about Cam Ward, is he the least talked about number 1 draft pick that
He's boring.
In recent history? There's not any excitement around him. Maybe in the city there is, but nobody talks about Cam Ward.
I get it. I covered him extensively in the draft. I had a lot of conversations about Cam Ward, and when it came time to really report on him, there wasn't a ton to say. He's a great kid. He was raised right. I just met his dad out here on the field. He works incredibly hard. He's a great student. He's really smart. He's kind of cold-blooded on the field. Teammates love him. He wakes up early. He stays late. He organizes his own meetings. There's not a lot of discussion to be had. What's to talk about?
Yeah, we need him to do something bad.
The only thing that made the news was him being on a live stream talking about how Ridley was his favorite receiver of all time. He was even saying the things right while he was on a live stream.
And knowing that now, that makes sense. Nothing is by accident. Everything is calculated. He seems to have incredible awareness on the field. You can see it. Today there's a couple of plays where you're like, oh boy. And then off the field, obviously, too. Mm-hmm. So, that's some good awareness. That's real stuff.
Let's do 5 questions with Ian. We'll just rotate. I'll go first. Aaron Rodgers, I watched him throw today just on Twitter. What's the ceiling for Pittsburgh this year?
I mean, if Rodgers is the same Aaron Rodgers he was at the end of last year for the Jets, they could be really good. Now, older quarterbacks, you get lower leg injuries, those things don't go away. So, if he tweaks an ankle or hurts a hamstring or a calf, he's old. He's like us. He's old. So, those things take a while to heal. But if he's healthy, they could be as good as – they could be good. Because that defense is good. They got some weapons. They could be good.
Expectations for Ben Johnson his first year with Chicago and Caleb Williams going into his second season.
For Caleb Williams, it is going to be a challenge. He is going to be coached very hard. I think he wants it, which a lot of people can say, but you don't. You've been coached hard. It's not the most fun thing of all time.
Yeah, you don't sometimes want to hear it.
Right. So that's what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
I think they'll be better. Could they be a playoff team? I think they could. But it's going to be a challenge.
Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones does his thing, mostly preseason. He's talking a lot. It's not just after games. He's talking pretty much every day. He says he thought about for a second not being the general manager. There's no chance of that happening while he's alive, right?
No. Nope. He bought the team to be the GM. Now, it's funny you say that, though, because, they're an incredibly well-run football team. They really are. Stephen Jones and Will McClay have done an incredible job of drafting, developing, setting an infrastructure, having a place where players can come in and contribute immediately. I know last year was bad. Coaching-wise, last year was not good. They're a very well-run organization. So, do they take extra time to do contracts? Yeah, they do. But otherwise, I think Jerry being the GM or not, they've actually done a pretty nice job.
For the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, is this a team that could potentially push to get a wild card spot or push into the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I would think so, because the best thing Vrabel's going to do is he's going to make sure the bottom 30 guys are better. Mm-hmm. They're all going to get a little bit better. They're going to work a little harder. They're going to know what they're doing. They're all going to get a little bit better. And that's how you have good special teams. That's how you have good depth. So in November when the fifth linebacker's playing, he's going to know what he's doing. So I think they'll be a little bit better. I think the quarterback could be really good, really good. So that's, they should be competing for a playoff spot, and then when it comes down to it, we'll see if they get it or not.
Last question. Most years as a team that doesn't make the playoffs that ends up doing really well. Who's that team this year that's probably going to jump?
The Raiders, I think, have a chance. They got a quarterback now who's good, who's more than good. And I think Pete Carroll, based on the way he'll help the culture there, and, the way he'll kind of just get him going in the right direction with a little bit of optimism and excitement.
Yeah.
I think they have a chance to be much better than last year.
Ian, appreciate the time.
Thank you, brother.
Get another flight to get
thanks,
on.
Guys. Yeah,
another shirt to wash in the sink. Yes, sir. Big fans. Thanks,
Ridiculous.
Ian.
Thank you, guys.
All right, after we finished with Ian, we were lucky enough that Tony Pollard came by. And Tony Pollard had his first year with the Titans last year. Before that was the Dallas Cowboys, split some time with Zeke. Not that big of a dude.
He wasn't that big a dude, but what a cool story, right?
Yeah.
Because the story about him being recruited to college as a wide receiver, then making that transition to running back his junior year in college, and then going to the Dallas Cowboys, backing up Ezekiel Elliott, getting some time, and just working his way into being the number one guy, and then finally coming to the Tennessee Titans. Really cool story, and really good player.
Gives hope to a guy like me. I can still make it.
You can still make it.
When I say not big, I just mean he's not super tall. But he's definitely, you would see him and think that's an athlete in something. But I don't know, running backs now have to take so much abuse that I expected, another 40 pounds on just any generic NFL running back.
Right, but I think that part of his game, too, is he's making people miss. And
that's why I can do it, I think.
He's making people miss.
Yep.
He's got value in the pass game because he obviously can be a guy that comes out of the backfield, catches the ball, and gets you yardage there. But he's also one of those guys the last 2 seasons had over 1,000 yards, so he's proven that he can run inside the tackles as well.
Here he is. Actually loved hanging out with him. Here is Tony Pollard.
Here with Tony Pollard. What happens out there today, a day like today? Because you guys didn't have pads on, but it looked like you were making a little bit of contact. What's the stop rule?
I mean, today is pretty much how we've been doing it at the facility, practicing. You know, we're not in pads yet, so it's pretty much like a light tap off. You know, we had the spiders on that were kind of padded, so yeah, just running, try to get yourself in position, and then tag off on the hip if you can, and then just let the guy run by.
When you go through these practices, like you said, you're in shells and doing all this stuff. When do you really finally start to feel that contact? Is it not until week 1, or preseason? Obviously, you get a little bit of that, but it's a different scenario when somebody's actually trying to tackle you.
I would say camp. Camp once we get into pads, that's when we really playing football. Like today, it's really hard to just to run the ball on a day like today without pads. Everybody's slippery, sweaty. But once we get in camp, once we get to traveling, playing other teams, scrimmaging other teams like that, that's when we're really getting into playing football.
Getting ready for the year, when do you start training hard, and then do you taper off before you get started again? Like, what is preparation like before the year starts?
I mean, after the season, it's probably best to take a few weeks off, probably take like a month off, just let your body recover from whatever injuries you were dealing with. And once you're feeling healthy, to get back to it, get back to working out. Then you got OTAs, you got mini camp, then after that you get a month. So I would say like during that month, you probably take like a week off, week and a half, and then you back to it, getting to the grind. So when you come in for camp, you want to hit the ground rolling.
Are you sprinting? Like, what are you doing for your body? Red light? You doing cryo? Like, what is it? Because that's what I want to do. I'm actually just trying to steal your stuff.
I'm an old school type of guy. Like, I love cold hot tub. I love doing contrast. Getting in there and treatment. I've been doing a lot of prehab. Not waiting until I get an injury, just working things before, doing ankle mobility, things like that, just working little things. I'm big on the cold hot tub. I feel like that's the biggest thing for me.
You've got new offense coordinator Nick Holz. How much does this offensive scheme change from what you guys were doing last year?
Honestly, it hasn't changed much. Just certain ways that, we want to just do what we're good at. We're going to run a lot of play action, with the quarterback that we have, Cam Ward, a guy that's able to, get the ball all around the field, make all type of plays that, aren't called in the playbook. So, just trying to not do too much different, but just stick to what we're good at and master it.
You have Cartoon Network tattoo on your knee? Is that what that is?
I do. It's pretty much like a leg sleeve of everything I used to watch growing up.
What else do you have? I see Cartoon Network.
I got Dragon Ball Z. I got Tom and Jerry.
Don't go up.
Johnny Bravo.
Is that Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles.
This is amazing.
That's awesome, dude.
I got the Rugrats, Scooby-Doo on the back.
What was the first one? Like, what started that?
Actually, it was. I got it when I was in Dallas, and that was like, it was a big thing going around with guys who were getting, the big tattoos and, getting put down so they could just get it all done at once. So that was kind of how I did.
Wait, did you go to? They put you down like sleep?
They put you to sleep? I was going to ask you what was the most painful one or area. You don't even know.
I woke up.
They did all that in one?
Wow.
How long were you asleep?
18 hours.
Yeah, something like that. About 12.
Wow.
12, 14 hours.
And then could you take a shower for like a week after that, or was it wrapped in cellophane? Because I have some, but mine were never full.
I showered. It just was like a.
Dab.
Yeah.
Dab.
Just let the water run on it, dab it.
Tony, I love watching you play because I think you're one of these dynamic backs that not just can do it as a runner, but you take a lot of pride in the pass game. And I saw that you grew up and you actually went to college as a receiver, right? And you made that transition to running back your junior year.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. And was that a tough transition, or was that just something because of your experience in the return game and carrying the ball that was an easy transition for you?
It wasn't tough at all. I grew up my whole life playing running back, so running back is pretty much, it's second nature to me, it's natural for me. It was my 12th grade year in high school. That's when I went to receiver, my first time playing receiver. Then when I got to college, when I came in college, I was playing receiver. My first coach was Justin Fuente, my red shirt year, and then he left, and then that next year, Coach Mike Norvell came in, and then he moved me back to running back. And then I would meet with the running backs, in the meeting rooms and things like that. But once we got to practice and we did like one-on-ones, I would go down with the receivers and do all the one-on-ones with the receivers. And like depending on the weeks, I switch. Sometimes I go do the box drills, do the inside run down there with the running back, O-line, D-line. Sometimes I go do the one-on-ones with the receivers and corners and DBs.
Last question. You had 3,000-yard seasons in a row. When you look at goals, is it yardage game-based, yardage season-based? Like, what are goals for you?
I want to get better every year. Numbers-wise, just trying to up the numbers every year. I don't feel like I'm on a decline. Honestly, I feel like I came in like I wasn't the normal back that get the normal wear and tear to get their body beat up my first few years. So I had a chance to, sit behind a great back, but also get a good amount of experience and get a feel for the game without just getting my body too beat up. So now I'm at the point to where, I feel like I'm in my prime and I'm ready to keep peaking.
Tony, we appreciate you. Thank you for the time.
Next up, we talk with special teams coordinator, Coach Fassel, a.k.a. Bones, as they call him, which makes sense because a fossil is a bone.
Yes, it does make sense. And he does look like a lot of skin and bones.
He does, but he's very tall.
He is tall, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. And his dad is who?
Jim Fassel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Kevin?
I did, just because the research I did.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that you do your research.
Yeah.
His dad is Coach Jim Fassel. So here he is, the special teams coordinator for the Titans, Coach Fassel.
Yeah. So regarded by many as one of the best special teams, if not the best special team coach in the entire NFL, Coach John Fassel, thank you for being with us today on the Bobby Bones Show.
Yeah.
How was it out there today? Bobby Bones, Matt Cassel, lots to say. Let's go.
Hey, anything for a Bones, man.
That's
One Bones, another Bones.
That's right. Yeah.
So you got here, and obviously special teams was an issue for this team last year, and you probably went and evaluated. What's some of the main things that you're focused on this year with your units?
Yeah, great call, Matt. I mean, so I got hired in January, and I was the new guy. So in OTAs, I'm introducing and acclimating myself to the guys that were already here. And I watched a little tape, and, last year I knew some things that happened, the good and the not so good. But what I've tried to just really work hard on so far in OTAs and training camp is just honestly the base fundamentals. Pump protection, block destruction, blocking penalty-free, trying to create a super competitive environment where the goal is just make sure fellas we're winning our one-on-ones. And here's the tools to do that. And if we all do that, then we're going to have good plays. But that's what it is.
Are you ever in the head coach's ear when he's debating on whether going for that 64-yard field goal? You're like, I know we got this, coach. I know. Like, are you a part of that?
Yeah. So the last couple of years in Dallas, we had a couple strong-legged kickers, especially the last 2 years. And, we always come out pregame and say, hey, our yard line is the 40 or the 41, 42. We got to get to that yard line for the field goal. And then, it's fourth down and we're on the 44-yard line. And I'm like, let's kick a field goal. And they're like, that's not the line we agreed to, And then we kick it, we make it. I'm like, yeah. So it's talked about before, but in game there's always a little bit of adjustment. And I always like to kick the field goals for points, knowing the cost of a miss, but still try not to worry about that. Just look at 3 points on the board and big plays. And, big field goals are great momentum bursts when the sideline sees your kicker knock it in from 63. Like, it's a big play.
Yeah. You've been coaching for a really long time. Obviously, there's been a lot of rule changes that have taken place over your time coaching. Probably the most significant recently is the kickoff. Have you been in favor of that? Is that something that you like, or is it just something that you think that the game has evolved?
Yeah, I love it.
You do?
And, before it went in, about a year or two before it went in, when the XFL started running it, and we were kind of like, put the fair catch in on kick return. We didn't like that. So there was kind of a small committee of special teams coaches that were kind of talking with the NFL about, well, what can we do to make the play safer and better? And so we thought we had a good model with the XFL used, and we kind of tweaked it to make it our own. But I love it for multiple reasons. I think it's a better play, and it's definitely a safer play. It's a lot better play to practice because you don't have the length of running, the high speed of running, and the collisions are a little bit lower because it's just immediate 5-yard combat. So it just gets right to the action a lot faster. I think the players love it, and as a coach, I'm a huge fan of it because it's going to put the ball in play a little bit more, and it's just action right now. So it's going to be really healthy for the league as I think everybody kind of grows on it.
Do you look for different players now, different types of players to actually be on, let's say, the kickoff unit? Because earlier Matt was talking about being in the wedge. In college, he had to be in the wedge, and there was a wedge buster.
Would you put me in the wedge?
But there's no wedge now, right? Like, are you looking for
You would not be a wedge guy, but
Thank you.
Maybe a wedge buster.
Coach Carroll put me in the wedge, and I was on kickoff at like number 3 my junior year, and I was like, "What, Coach? Are you evaluating me wrong? I don't understand."
That'd be just practice, I'm sure.
Do you need the same kind of maniacs running down, or are you looking for a different type of player now?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we thought that putting this new kickoff in, you would need a little different body type, whether it's the bigger, longer pass rusher type body that maybe kind of does away with maybe the smaller, faster penetrator. But as we found out over this past year, it still applies for everybody. And so you're still at the mercy of the 48 guys you dress on game day. But the same body types that were in the old kickoff and kickoff return, you still use them equally the same because there's still strengths and weaknesses. There's still room for the penetrators, and there's definitely still room for the big guys that don't have to run maybe like they used to. So it's been a really cool evolution over 1 year to kind of think of what we thought was going to be good. And then after a year's worth of doing it, like, what? It's not exactly what we thought. This is a little bit better, a little bit of a change. So long answer to a simple question is it's built for every body type and every player if they got the mindset and kind of a little bit of that reckless attitude but with a little bit of technique involved.
Yeah, can you talk about the mindset of these guys on special teams? Because I played with some great ones, Matthew Slater, Larry Izzo, some of these guys that were lifetime special teams. That's how they made their money. But it takes a particular mindset in human to run down a field full blast, put their body in harm's way every single time. Can you talk about how you teach that, or do you have to find that in those guys? And how do you go to the head coach and say, we got to keep this guy? Because the value that he adds will be on special teams, but that's going to be very valuable going down the road.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, of course, I coach special teams, so I'm super biased, but I just love and have such a respect for guys that come in and really embrace the role of being on special teams, mostly young guys, undrafted guys, middle to late round picks, and just how can I carve out a role on the football team and, of course, the avenues through special teams. But we watch a lot of tape on the best players. We watch Sherrick McManus, which a lot of guys don't know about, Matt Slater, Cody Davis, Jalen Reeves-Maben, a lot of guys that are still active or former. And when you watch the best guys, they're not the fastest, they're not the biggest, they're not the strongest, they're just absolutely relentless. Like Matt Slater, he was fast, he was agile, he was strong, but probably not elite in any of those things, but his motor and his relentlessness was so different. Like, how do you stop that? And so sometimes that just comes to you, and sometimes that can be developed, through some tools and some confidence. So love the guys that love the game, and they come in all shapes and sizes.
Final question. Who are the more interesting kickers you've worked with?
Interesting in what way? Like,
I'm gonna leave that.
Because I have one in my head. This is an easy one.
Yeah, who are the? Because I feel like even the ones I've gotten to know, even in college, like at times they separate themselves because they need to be separated. Who are the more interesting kickers you've worked with?
I'm glad you asked that. I've been really lucky to be with some great kickers. Probably the most interesting in all great ways was Sebastian Janikowski. I was with him for 4 years, and when I got there, it might have been like his 8th year, so he was already established, but he wasn't, probably even halfway through his career. And I learned a ton from him. He was super passionate. He was a very big guy, but loved the weight room and the fitness. He didn't overthink anything, and that was really, I came from Baltimore. I was with Matt Stover for a couple of years, but Sebastian really taught me a lot, to be honest with you. And then when I went to the Rams, it was Greg Zuerlein, and then Brandon Aubrey and some great kickers, and now Joey Slye. But Sebastian, maybe just because it was one of the first ones I was really around and I was a coordinator for, was just a very interesting man in a lot of great ways, and a great football player, and one of the best teammates I've been around. So shout out to Seabass, man. He's an all-timer.
Can I just follow up with that? When you're dealing with your place kicker and you're your kicker that's going to win you ball games, how delicate is that situation? Like, do you have to learn that personality of when to push, and also because it's such a mental game with those? It's like, somebody that's golf stand over a putt, they get the yips or whatever, and then all of a sudden it goes downhill. How do you go about navigating that relationship with some of those guys?
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think it's built off of trust for sure, and that's a great question and a hard answer, because if it's a younger guy, I think they need some reassurance and some confidence building. Hey, come on, man, pick it back up. Some of the veteran guys, they don't need to be talked to too much, and sometimes the more you say, the worse it would be, because they know what they did wrong and they don't need to hear about it and overanalyze what happened. But there is a balance of the mental part for a kicker. Like when we had Brandon Aubrey first year in Dallas 2 years ago, his very first kick of his career, he shanks a PAT. And I'm like, oh, jeez, So he said, hey, man, it was a little bit wet, just keep yourself locked in, make sure you swing at the next one. And that's kind of the simple message without overdoing it. And he goes off and rattles off like, 20-something kicks in a row. Right. So there is a balance, and the relationship developed kind of lets me know kind of how to approach the tough situations
For sure.
with the guys, but you got to get to know them before you handle that. So that's a part of the coaching job, is such a mental game. You know, there's tools and there's competitiveness and one-on-ones, but then there's the mindset game that's so delicate that I think as a coach, you just got to get to know the guy.
Yeah.
Coach, we appreciate the time. I hope you like Nashville.
It's been great so far,
Yeah.
but I'm still new, and I'm looking forward to moving in and making it my community.
Stay away from Broadway. Other than that, we got nothing else for
I'm
you.
exploring everything, man.
Get an experience.
I'm going everywhere.
Coach Fassel, thanks for the time.
Yeah,
Really appreciate
guys.
it.
Thank you very much.
Something else I want to get to here is me, you, and Sara Walsh. We were on NFL Network. I'm going to play this clip, and it's like 5 minutes long. And at the beginning, she's tossing us softballs.
Right.
But the thing is, I can't really hear her.
I couldn't hear anything.
And we had earpieces, but they did not work.
They were fake.
That makes sense.
I think they were fake. I was hearing like radio in my ear.
Yeah. I was hearing Paul Harvey. That's the rest of the story. While we were doing our deal. And the music was up very loud in the stadium. And they were doing play-by-play of practice. So it was nonstop talk. So it was so much to take in, and I couldn't hear her because the seating arrangement was Sara, far right, Matt in the middle, me on the left. So I'm having to look across and watch her lips. And all I know is that she says something about quarterbacks in Nashville and goes to me. So, okay, I can go off that Cam Ward. And we talk about Cam Ward, and I compare it to other rookie quarterbacks, which you'll hear. At the end of this clip, she says to me, no idea what she said.
I was right next to her, and I could hardly hear her. I was like, there's no way. No way without this earpiece working that Bobby's getting any of this.
Heard none of it. So, having screwed up a bunch and done a bunch of live television, what you do is you just go. If you can't hear, the worst thing you can do is be like, what? You just go whatever direction that you can go with a purpose. So I'm like, I don't know what you just said, but here's what I'm seeing. And the problem is, what I was seeing was, and he had a really great practice, was Treylon Burks.
Yes.
Except 5 minutes after this segment, he breaks his collarbone, out for the year, then waved.
I was like the curse of Bobby Bones. Like the guy's going to have a big year. He's going to come out. He's going to ball out.
Yep.
And then
boom. Done
for the year.
I
felt bad for that young guy.
I know he's been injured every year.
It's like when you play golf. Keep your mouth off my ball.
I've never said that.
You've never? Mm-mm. Like when somebody's like, oh, good putt, and then you just miss it, and you're like, keep your mouth.
I've never heard that said like that. I like that.
Yeah, you can use it.
Thank you. Here we are. This is me, Sara Walsh, and Matt.
Hey, Rat, we're so happy to be here. The Titans are hosting their first and only practice at Nissan Stadium, and then they'll go back over to the practice facility. Brian Callahan told us just a little while ago, just being in this building or being in this stadium, it ups the intensity, obviously breaks up the monotony. And as two guys that live in Nashville, and Bobby, I'm going to start with you here. This is a franchise that has long been looking for a long-term solution here at quarterback. They get Cam Ward #1 overall. Just talk to us, as someone who's lived in Nashville now for a while, what this guy means, what this opportunity means for this city.
I think anytime you get the #1 pick, that's exciting for a franchise. It sucks how you got the #1 pick, but now that you have it, that's cool. It gives us here a reason to be excited. And I think there's been precedent set too in the last couple of years with C.J. Stroud with the Texans, even Jaden Daniels last year, that a rookie quarterback doesn't have to come in and just kind of suck year one. They can actually do big things if they're trusted upon. And I think in Callahan's offense, and with Cam Ward being so great at Miami, he's dynamic. It's not just that he put up numbers. He's dynamic. Highlight clips, and I think that's what the fans here need, a reason to see something dynamic and have hope that next year is going to be a change.
Matt, there could be a quarterback competition. They can say that there is, but Will Levis now is not going to be available this season, so he was the #2 here. We've gotten the sense from the second that took this guy that he was going to be starting week 1. Let's just start with mentally, what does this do? This guy walks out here, he's obviously young, it's his rookie season, but he is known from the moment that he has stepped on the field that this is his team.
Yeah, he knows that this is his team, and that's why they drafted him. He came here, and Brian Callahan had talked about it all offseason. He's just been so impressed with his leadership. He understands what is being asked of him, and I think that they've also done a good job with this young quarterback of understanding they got to surround him with talent. They've got to go out Calvin Ridley, right? They have Calvin Ridley. They needed somebody opposite of him. They went out and got Tyler Lockett. They brought in Van Jefferson, and then they needed to shore up that offensive line. They're able to do that. So Cam Ward is in a better position to succeed than probably most people believe that he did originally coming to the Tennessee Titans.
We're taking a look at him at practice, and we've watched him here. What is going on in his head right now? I mean, you're trying to absorb so much information. Callahan told us today they're going to be working a lot on third down. That's maybe the most important thing they're going to do in terms of him being able to see different things, get him prepared for the season, which kicks off with the Broncos, and you and I have talked about it. This is not an easy start for this Tennessee Titans team. He's going to open with the Broncos. He's going to get the Los Angeles Rams. If you're him in this progression of what this career, where is he at right now?
Well, sometimes your head's spinning as a rookie quarterback. I don't care who you are or how much time you've had in college with different systems. When you come to the professional in the NFL, what it eventually ends up happening is you hit that little rut in the road, right? And it's that mental capacity, it's the processing, because you're learning and trying to absorb so much. And so every day is important. But what I would do if I'm the coach and I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm going to challenge them each and every day, particularly in what we call blitz drill. Blitz drill is where you show a lot of different looks. You're going to bring it from all different angles, because protection for young quarterbacks is going to be key. Knowing how to protect yourself, get yourself out of trouble, and get the ball out of your hands.
Their team president, Chad Brinker, said that young guys are going to have to carry this team, and you hear that. And I think, guys, what is realistic for the Tennessee Titans this year, Bobby?
Yeah, it's so loud I can hear nothing except I'm watching Calvin Ridley on the screen make freaking plays. We're in the middle of global warming here in Nashville, and it's extremely loud, but on the screen here, it's cool to see Calvin Ridley. It's also cool to see Treylon Burks healthy again, because Treylon Burks is a dog. There's a reason they traded for him in the first round. The last couple years have been injury prone. He's been hurt, but I think the offense in Tennessee will have a lot of YouTube highlights, and that's what the fans need first of all, because we haven't had a winner here in a long time. So I'm sure your question was nothing like that, but I can hear nothing because they're so loud.
Look, he didn't answer my question at all, but that's because the podcast is called Lots to Say. He had other things to say. And also, to that point of it being loud in here, Brian Callahan said today they're going to work on the silent count. So apparently fans, the stadium,
I just jumped off sides. I didn't hear what I just jumped off sides.
It doesn't matter.
Silent count day, crank up the music, crank up the sound, make sure everybody's operating mentally focused. Well, we were offsides on that play.
Well, they're doing practice play-by-play over our head, too, which I've never quite heard before. But, yeah, it's super exciting here in Nashville.
Lots to say. They got more to say. You can listen to it on the podcast, Rat.
And now we're going to go over to, and I missed this, but you got to talk with Cam Ward.
We did.
And so we'll play this, and then I have some questions about Cam once this is over.
All right, excited to be here, Cam. It's fun to watch practice today. I want to start, first of all, the big throw. We'll get to all the other topics, but walk me through the big throw down the field, the big touchdown to Ridley today.
That's a little scramble drill. I don't know if it's a real play. Might have been a sack. I can see it on film, but that's just me getting quality work in, my guys, them letting them know how I think in scramble drill, so it's good that we was able to get one of those plays.
Cam, from an install standpoint, I know that every day there's probably an emphasis. Talk to us about your processing ability and learning this offense, and every day some new reality comes up that you're trying to learn.
Just getting used to the terminology. It's not different from college, and understand of routes and concepts, everything's all the same, just getting used to the NFL terminology, the formations, and then also just saying the long play call, the third down play calls, the cans, the checks I have to make. But I mean, it's been fun. I've been getting better every day. I'm learning something new every day. I got a good group of guys around me in the offensive line, the wide receiver corner, running back. So, I'm excited to see what we can do.
Well, I talked to a bunch of coaches and a bunch of personnel guys, and the one thing they said that stood out to me was they can't beat you into the office. What time are you getting in the facility every day, and who have you been bringing with you?
I get there early. I get there by 5:30. Just the process what I need to do to try to get, be able to play my best ball in the upcoming weeks. And then just also get my receivers up there. Ridley, he's always up there. Ellick and Chim, he's always up there. Restrepo's up there. We got so really all the young guys, we really stay up there because, we're behind the 8 ball. We're playing against 7-year, 10-year vets, and we got to be ready to play from day one. So I'm excited, though. That's why we have an emphasis on getting there, learning everything, and, just trying to get better every day.
Cam, where's that leadership quality come from? Because you come in, you're going to be the face of this franchise for a long period of time, but it's got to be something that you grew up as a born leader, right? But at the same time, to come into a new group of grown men in the professional setting, where does that leadership come from in your eyes?
I just think just understanding your teammates, learning more about them, where they're from, their background, how they get to this point. Because I had a different journey getting to, where I am now. And I just think I don't separate from what the outside world sees the quarterback position as to what our position is on the team. That's really being a good teammate, leading guys where you need to, and then also not being a selfish player. We have a locker room full of unselfish players who all they want to do is win, and I'm excited that I'm a part of the team.
How excited are you to have a veteran offensive line? You go out and get a guy like Kevin Zeitler, you go out and get Dan Moore, have guys who've been in this league for quite a while.
I'm real excited. And they hold me to a high standard, and I'm holding them to a high standard as well. But I mean, guys like Kevin and Dan, they teach me little things, even when they don't think they teach me something. They play football for a longer period than I am, and I gotta learn stuff on the fly. I gotta learn stuff as fast as they did when they first got into the league. But I'm excited that the GM, Mr. Mike, and Mr. Chad and Ms. Dave surrounded me around guys like that to help me with my journey.
And talk to us about your wide receiver room. Obviously, you had Calvin Ridley, who's coming back as your number one, but you go out, you get Tyler Lockett, you bring in a guy like Van Jefferson, who's played a lot of quality football over his time. And Tyron Burks is coming back, and he's a guy that you're hoping for big things, but that room looks a lot different than what it did in the past.
Yeah, we got an unbelievable receiving core. I think the biggest thing we have from when watching them last year to this year is that we just have a lot of speed, especially the young guys with Ellick and Chin who we drafted. But Calvin, Reed, and Locke, I just think those three are the best receivers in the league. They help me just understanding when they need the ball, why they need the ball, and just when and how they get in and out of breaks. I think is the biggest thing that I'm learning from them. We was able to get some good work in this summer. Kind of like today, Lockett, knowing it was cover two, sitting up for me hitting him in that window. So we learning each other on the fly, but I can for sure say we're getting better every day.
Have you thought about some type of a present for Jeffrey Simmons and kind of calm him down a little bit on the defensive line? Let me just slow him down just a little bit.
That's a big man right there, man. Like that, we sliding his way every time we playing him. I'm putting the running back in the A gap, and I'm chipping him every time I can. So I mean, Jeff, he's the ultimate competitor. He's somebody that I wake up and I'm ready to get to work and go against. So, but it's fun. I never played with a defensive lineman that big who can move like him. But I mean, he's the reason why our defense is going to be so good. He can pressure the quarterback. He's a great team player. He's a great locker room guy. So I'm excited to have him by myself.
I think one of the most important relationships for any quarterback is a relationship with their offensive coordinator. You've got a new offensive coordinator with Nick Holz. Talk to me about that process and learning to get to know each other and the collaboration that really takes place to get to know you as a player.
Just good. I think the first time finally meeting Coach Holz, just throughout the whole pre-draft process, and to now is that he really understands me. He understands, why I like certain plays. I'm not used to doing the 5-step from gun, but I'm starting to love it now, especially getting the ball out on time, getting it early. And I think just Coach Holz, Coach Callahan, and Coach Bo, the quarterback coach, they're going to really dial it up for us this year.
Great. Last one as we wrap it up. Look at the two of us, me and Matt sweating like crazy. You don't have a bead of sweat on you, man. How is that humanly possible?
I mean, I'm from Texas. It's a little bit like Texas. It's hot out here. But, I'm from the South, so I'm glad I was able to stay in the South and be in Tennessee.
Cam Ward's prepared. He's prepared for the weather. He's prepared for what's going on out there on the field. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Okay, you got to sit with Cam Ward there. I don't know, what were your takeaways after meeting him?
I mean, he's very mature. He's got a great grasp of who he is. He's confident. You could tell that right away. He talked about his leadership. He talked about this transition into the pros. And you could tell, there's something about him. He's got some moxie to him. He's a natural leader. And I'm excited for the young man. I think he knows that this season is going to be one of those that they're still rebuilding. But he's got the keys to the car, right? He knows that he's the franchise. He knows that he's the face of this franchise and that it's going to be an uphill battle. But at the same time, I think he embraces that, understands it. And you look at the history of what he went through in his college career, going to JC, going to Washington State, having to prove himself every step along the way, and then to get that shot at Miami, become the number one draft pick. He understands what it's going to take, and I don't think he's fazed by any of it.
We're going to come back. We're going to talk about – I have questions about Caleb Williams and Bears camp. We'll do that. We'll talk about the Hall of Fame. And I bought something that came in the mail today, and I'm curious if you have one of these. We'll do all that on the other side of this. I got a package from Amazon today, and it was very long. It looked like golf clubs. It was that long of a box.
Okay.
Just so you can picture it. And I'm like, what did I order that's long like that? Because I knew I didn't order a single golf club. I knew I didn't order golf clubs.
You go order golf clubs off of Amazon?
No. Well, it looked like that type of box.
Okay, I was just asking.
I've ordered like one of those weighted ones.
Okay.
Like the ball.
Yeah.
That you
like
swing to get loose. Yeah. So no. Because I've been lucky enough to have like sponsorship deals. I'm not even that good of a golfer.
Can I get some of that?
I will sponsor you. I will sponsor you. So I open it up, and I forgot that I had bought this. Also, I didn't know it'd come this long, but I bought one of those big, long wooden things you put over your bathtub when you take a bath so you can work while you take a bath.
Are you a big bath guy?
Big bath guy.
Big bath guy. Bath
the biggest
bombs,
bath guy.
Epsom salt.
Yes,
like,
depending on what's
are
wrong
you really?
with me. Yeah, because if something's wrong with me, Epsom salt's for sure. If nothing's wrong with me, because Epsom salt sometimes in the bath bomb or the bubbles don't mix well.
Okay.
The chemistry doesn't work. Big bath guy.
Big bath guy.
And so I bought me a new. It holds like my computer. I can stay in there longer. I can like watch some TikToks.
Yeah.
You a bath guy at all?
You know what? This is the God's honest truth. Because I wasn't feeling great this last week, I took my first bath in about 5 years. Just because I had like the shivers, wasn't feeling good. I was like, it was relaxing.
Did you enjoy it?
It was relieving.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say that I'm a bath guy.
Dude,
I don't have time for baths.
Oh, man. I don't either, but you make time for things you love. And you know what? I love a bath.
You love a good bath.
And
You're just like my 7-year-old daughter.
Absolutely. We probably are alike in many ways.
Do you have like little Barbies and Duckies in there too?
It depends. Am I bath bombing it or am I Epsom salting it? Barbies is bath bomb.
Got it.
Epsom salt's like sore muscles.
Oh, yeah,
really
sore
working
muscles.
out.
I've been working hard.
Here's the thing, though, about having, because I'm hurt right now. I have a muscle or a physical therapist coming over in a little bit. Any injury that I get at this point in my life, I just live with it. I just assume it's going to be there the rest of its life.
Man, that's a bad way to go through
It
life.
sucks. Like I hurt my ankle, I tore some cartilage in my ankle like a year ago.
Yeah.
Doctor's like, it's never going to heal. You can just.
It'll never heal?
The cartilage is gone.
I mean, what a bad doctor.
Well, what's
no
he going
hope.
to do?
No hope.
I messed
Have
up.
some bedside manner to you, for God's sakes.
Messed up my shoulder. All I can
Never
do
gonna
is
use it
manage
again.
the pain.
Never going to use it. Can't swing a pickleball.
Tweaked my back in a pickleball tournament. It hurts
Lower
so
back?
bad. Yes. And now I just assume my back is always going to be hurting the rest of my life.
Did you are you one of those guys that have to go get the MRI, maybe a CAT scan,
Nope.
figure it out right away?
I'm the guy that puts it off. As a matter of fact, I was playing in this tournament and I felt it. And I fell on my knee and I cut my knee up. But this dude was talking so much garbage and he was cheating. And so I was like, screw this. I was down a point or so. And I knew I needed to stop playing or it was going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
But I could not quit until I won that and beat that guy. It wasn't even about the match. It was about beating that dude.
Yeah, 100%.
So I did. I beat him. And then I had to retire from the tournament after that. But I think I heard it worse by continuing to play, but I would do it again. That dude was cheating his freaking face off.
So when you say cheating, are you calling your own points?
Yes, and that's what he was doing.
See? Yeah.
And I looked at him, and I think I told the story. I said, are you doing a bit? And he thought I called him a bit.
Yeah.
And I did. And so my back's killing me.
Actually, and that's exactly what I said.
Yes, I did say that. You are that. But I have a physical therapist coming over today to work on my back. And then I plan to get back in the bath with my brand new...
Back in the bath.
My bath desk.
Yeah, your bath desk.
Anybody out there? I don't know, dudes, if you don't have a bath desk, you ain't living.
You ain't living. And it's specifically for taking baths.
And to do desk work on.
And desk work.
That's right. And if you decide...
So you do more desk work on there, or you're actually watching Netflix? Or one
I
of
don't
these?
watch Netflix there, but I'll do some TikToking.
You'll do some TikToking.
I'll do some TikToking, and I will work a little bit, but it's how I manage my time to get in the same place.
Love it.
If you decide you want to be more of a bath guy, I have the perfect bath desk, and I will get you one.
I appreciate that.
You just let me know.
I just don't know if I'm going to go down that path yet.
You may not, but if
I'm
you
going to have
do,
to tweak a few things.
I am the expert you call.
You are the
when
expert.
I have questions about quarterbacks, I ask you.
Yes.
If you have questions about baths, you hit me up.
I'm going to hit you up.
Yes. Now, speaking of quarterbacks, I've been watching just through clips and reading about it, especially from the local beat writers, about the Bears camp and Caleb Williams. And obviously Ben Johnson is there now as the head coach, who was the offensive coordinator in Detroit. And apparently Caleb Williams is struggling. They even gave Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson, the offensive staff, gave him a bunch of homework before camp because he struggled at OTAs a bit. How common is that for a quarterback with a entire new philosophy to struggle at this part of the year? Is it much ado about nothing?
Yeah, I mean, there is obviously a process to this whole deal, and it's probably, even when you listen to Ben Johnson's comments and some of the pressers, he's like, this is brand new terminology, we're putting more on his plate, and right now, they're going to continue to push him and see how far he can elevate, how much he can take in, how much he can process now, because then you can always pull back. But until you expose him to the entirety of that playbook, then you'll never know what he's capable of. Now, you can take the baby step approach where it's, hey, we're going to start really slow and just kind of introduce common concepts. But if Ben Johnson knows that offense is going to operate at its best, it's going to have the motions, the pre-snap shifts. It's going to have the elaborate, sophisticated layers to it that they want Caleb Williams to be able to retain and understand why they're doing it. So I understand why there's going to be struggles, because even when I got to New England and I was a rookie quarterback coming in, learning a new terminology that I thought was sophisticated, but there was a lot of check with me's. There's a lot of 2 plays in the huddle, getting to the right, but you're also shifting during those. You're using double cadence, and that's probably more than he's ever done in his entire career. So it's a learning curve, and it's a steep learning curve. But I think what Ben Johnson's really doing is pushing him to try to see how much he can take in, because they can always pull back.
He may need a bath desk.
He may need a bath desk and the computer so he can go through
Yeah,
his
so
stuff.
while he's in the bath, he can still.
Yeah.
So you guys are like, oh, you take baths? Yeah, but you're doing 2 things at once. He's a little sore, a little Epsom salt, a little bath desk.
Yeah.
Watch the plays.
Watch the plays, rehearse the plays. I mean, every time I went to a new offense, it's the funniest thing, because I used to have my wife literally go down the play sheet and give me the calls so that I would rehearse saying them out loud. Because there's something to be said about knowing the terminology, but then visualizing it. And when you're in a new system, and even you hear the play call coming to your helmet, you don't always process it. You're just regurgitating what you're hearing. So you have to practice those. As small as that sounds, it makes all the difference in the world to go into a huddle and have confidence and be able to visualize that play and say it confidently.
Hall of Fame, we got 4 members going in. Tomorrow, Antonio Gates. First thing that comes to mind, Antonio Gates.
Oh,
I'm going to go basketball player because that's all they used to say. Now that's been done a couple times, like Jimmy Graham was a basketball player.
Right.
Those guys have happened before, but for me, Antonio Gates, basketball player that turned into a tight end. He was extremely dominant, but he was just so much taller than everybody, too.
He was dominant. And he never looked like he was running extremely fast, but nobody could cover this guy within that 5 to 10 yard range. And then he would explode out and just get open down the field. He had a great feel. Obviously, Hall of Famer. And we've played against him a bunch when I was with the Chiefs, and I used to just throw fits on the sideline. Anytime it was clutch time, 3rd down, Phillip Rivers would just find him over. You could try to double him, do whatever.
You knew they were going there?
Oh, you knew they were going to him. He had sure hands, catch everything, just a freak of nature.
Jared Allen, your boy.
I'm going up this weekend.
My new friend, really?
Yeah, I got invited to Jared Allen's having something after. And so, obviously, we played together with Minnesota. Good friend of mine. I'm going to go up and celebrate him this weekend, so it'll be fun.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Eric Allen. Did you ever play against Eric Allen?
No, I did not. Yes, I did play against Eric Allen. Great player as well.
Did you play with him at all?
No.
54 career interceptions. That's a lot of
freaking interceptions.
That's a lot of interceptions. And then Sterling Sharp, way before you.
Way before me.
And I remember Sterling Sharp as a young kid, because that was Favre's dude. First generation Favre that I remember,
yep.
Sterling Sharp was a dude.
Sterling Sharp was the dude.
Played golf
play
with him
after
once.
big play. Did you?
Yeah.
Good player?
No.
No.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine player.
Fine player.
Talked a lot, smoked a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Sterling Sharp gets in 600 catches. Different time, though.
Different time.
5-time Pro Bowler, NFL All-Decade Team of the 90s. Now, those are the 4 going in. Have you seen the list of the folks that are eligible? Because I want to read you some of these, and you tell me. Well, let's pick who we think should go in.
Okay.
Now, I think the rule is minimal 4, maximum 8.
Right. I think that they went 4, too, because they had the year after COVID, right, where they had a bunch go in, like full 8.
You mean this year 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we do 6? Let's just do it in the middle. It's going to be tough because I'll read you someone, and you can say absolutely yes, or we'll come back to them, okay? Drew Brees.
Absolutely yes.
Absolutely yes. Put him down.
Hall of Famer.
Absolutely yes. Larry Fitzgerald.
100%.
Absolutely yes.
Absolutely yes.
100% agree. Jason Witten.
Absolutely yes.
Oh, I'm going to come back to Jason Witten. I think it's yes too, but I purposefully didn't go through the whole list because I wanted to play with you as I read them.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to Jason Witten.
I played with Witt.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Really? Why?
Just a unbelievable professional, but a guy that played with grit, great leader, played hurt. I mean, he tells a story where he had his jaw like full on, had to get realigned and had to go see this special doctor and came out, still made it out for opening day. He played with me with cracked ribs and he had fluid in his lungs and we're at the end of the season. Game didn't matter. Should have protected himself. No, was out there on Thursday practice. Got his lung drained. Like just a guy that could get open in a phone booth, understood how to play the position, could block at the end of the line of scrimmage. Just an absolute stud.
Okay, yes, I've now switched. I'm now a yes. After that, he just gave me the 1-1 for the Gipper speech.
You're a sponsor now.
I mean, is Witten, does he live here?
He's in Texas.
Got it.
There were rumors that he was going to come coach at Lipscomb.
Yes, that's what I wondered if he.
Yeah.
Okay. Frank Gore.
He's a yes for me too.
So I'm going to come back. Frank Gore, extremely dominant, but played a long time. And I think,
what did he play? 18 seasons?
And
seasons?
sometimes people will devalue the length of someone's career, but do you know how hard it is? You do. But I'm saying it is very hard to stay healthy.
Yes.
Like there's as much upkeep and work at staying healthy as there is being great.
Especially at running back.
Yeah. Edelman?
Not yet.
Okay. Olsen?
Ooh, great.
Do you think his career has been helped by what he's been able to do at a high level after the game? Because I think he's probably not there in this class, but I think...
How many are we taking in this class?
6. And we have 3 so far. And I think, but his profile, and it shouldn't, but it does count.
Yeah, but also his stats speak for themselves. Like, guy was dominant.
He also played at times for a team that was not good.
Right.
With the Panthers.
Which sometimes makes you overlook how great he was.
The same thing has happened with Kuechly.
Yeah.
And he is one of the greatest linebackers to ever play football, but I think people at times don't have the full understanding of how great he was because at times he played with the Panthers.
He played with the Panthers, and the other thing is his career was shortened because of injury.
LaShawn McCoy.
He's on the cusp for me, too.
Des Bryant.
No.
Okay. I'm with you still. 3 for sure, unless you put Gore in there for sure. You can come back to Gore. Marquise Pouncey.
Gosh, how many years did he play?
Years, I don't know, but I think I would put him in.
Really?
I do. And
all these guys have. You can make an argument for all these guys. I think the hard part for offensive linemen is they're not as visible.
That's the fact that we know who he is.
Yeah, that you know who Marquise Pouncey is. Another thing is how many Super Bowls, sacks given up, whatever it might be. That kind of comes into play when you're talking about offensive line.
11 years.
11 years.
Okay, I'll come back. Phillip Rivers.
Ooh, he's another guy.
I only have 2 more. Well, 1 more, and then we can go and insert 3 others. Steven Gostkowski, who didn't get in this year, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I thought he would have got in this year. But he's also on the list. Did you play with?
I did. Steven was with me for 3 years in New England.
So we have to pick 3 from Gore, LaShawn McCoy, Pouncey, Rivers, Gostkowski.
All right, I'm going to go with Gore. Gostkowski played a long time. He had, how many Super Bowl championships? Did he have 4?
That's a Kevin question.
No, he was post the first 3, so he's at least has 3.
I'm going to go Pouncey for sure. So that'd be my 4th. You know what? You can convince me on Gore. That'd be my 5.
Hey, this is a tough list, man.
And Gostkowski. I'm going to go him too. I think he should have got in last year.
He's got 3.
3 Super Bowls.
Is Vinatieri already in the?
Yeah, he went in this year.
Last year.
Last year. Yes, sorry.
That's right.
This year, I went to the NFL Honors, and he was there being honored for getting in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all jacked now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
yeah. He's like a big weightlifting guy.
Peptides for sure.
Maybe you don't put 6 in.
I'll go Steven for sure. I know Steven. And dude, the guy is rock solid. Kicked as efficiently and effectively for as good as anybody for his duration of his career.
Okay, then who do you think, without your personal opinion or bias, who do you think for sure gets in?
I think the top 3 that we said.
So Breeze for sure, Fitzgerald for sure, and
I don't think they'd take another quarterback.
I think Witten to me is about an 85%er. I think he gets in.
I think Witten's another one. Witten to me is going in.
So Breeze, Fitzgerald, and Witten, where universally those guys are in.
Mm-hmm. And then I think Frank Gore's going in.
Man, you almost have to put him in for being that active.
for that long.
at a high level for that long.
16 years.
And the high level thing is important. You can't just be that active for that long and get in.
Right.
Or it'd be the hall of being, well,
Well, and
surviving.
I'm sure he's got a million different stats, how many 1,000-yard seasons, everything
Yeah.
else that go along with it.
It's a good class.
Good class.
Yeah, I think it's a good class.
Really good class.
What are you going to do to fix yourself? Just go lay, take a bath?
I'm probably going to take multiple
Take a
baths.
Go to Jared Allen's party.
Go to Jared Allen's party.
Yeah, you got to get
I'll be
back
great,
so you
guys.
can get back at it.
Yeah. Just get back on the horse, dude.
Yes, you got to get
Just
get,
ride that horse.
Get well so you can get
You
well.
might get bucked off, but
Yes.
you know what?
Little hair of the dog.
Hey, now.
I was going to see if you're going to play golf on Thursday, but I think you just need to heal up.
It's my wife's birthday on Thursday, baby.
You know, I've asked him to play golf, I don't know, anywhere from 2 to 70 times. I'm not sure.
It's always a family, huh?
And it's, well, when you have 5 kids and a wife, it's always
My
somebody's
wife.
birthday. Yes.
But it is my wife's birthday. It'd be kind of hard. Hey, Ben, I love you so much.
I just want to say, get your mouth off my balls. That's what I want to say while we're out there. So, all right, that's it. Hope you feel better.
No, thank you. I'm already feeling better just seeing you and knowing that a bath is my way to healing.
That's it. No, it literally is.
It is.
You think I'm kidding?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I can see
I'm
it in
gonna
your
tell
eyes.
I'm going to give you listen, as someone who speaks for a living every day for at times for 7 or 8 hours a day, right? This is my instrument.
That's your instrument.
So if you do some, like, I guess they don't really do Bengay anymore. Did you have Bengay back in your day?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now what is it? It's like icy hot. If you do any of the icy hot stuff in the bath,
Yeah.
it's like times 3.
Man, I remember this stuff called atomic bomb.
I don't know what that, like BALM balm.
Oh, dude, they used to rub it on. It was like fire.
But can you get it though now?
I'm sure you can. They have it in every training room.
But if you take a bath with that stuff on your chest,
Yeah.
it's like it lifts the devil out of you.
I didn't know that you were pre-med when you went to college.
I am not, however. I am a doctor.
I am a doctor.
I am a doctor. I have a doctor of letters.
Do you
From
really?
the University of Arkansas.
Did they give that to you?
They did, honorary doctorate. They did. I'm still a doctor. If I wanted to call myself doctor,
I'm
I
gonna
could.
call you the good doctor.
I legally could.
The good doctor, Mr. Bones.
When I'm on campus, they have to refer to me as doctor.
Doctor?
It's hilarious.
Come on.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I'm an honorary doctor. Except I could, like Bill Cosby, I hate to reference him, but he was
He's a
always
doctor?
he was always Dr. William Cosby.
Yes.
And he put that in his actual name, but he was just an honorary doctor.
Yeah, I don't know if you're an honorary. You can go around floating the doctor term.
I have a diploma.
Yeah, but guys went to, people
I'm not
went
saying
to
I'm a medical
school
doctor.
for like 20 years.
I'm
to
not
get
saying
that.
I'm a medical doctor, but my deeds and my service to my
Yes,
state
that's true.
have allowed them to honorarily give me a doctor. I can't prescribe anything, but I do prescribe you do some icy hot on your chest.
Icy hot.
Take a bath, Epsom salts. A+, you're back.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
ready.
You're good. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks to the Titans for having us out. Hope you have a good trip this weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's go, Jared.
That is Matt Cassel. That's Kickoff Kevin. That's Brandon Ray. I'm Bobby Bones. We've had lots to say. Goodbye, everybody.